I have to say, Nick and Elena, you guys have been just both all-around great people. I mean, really, I see a lot of my wife and I in you guys. Not physically, obviously, but, all this, yeah, so, yeah. But really, it's been a fun time watching you guys grow. Nick, as the youngest, I've probably seen you the most as far as growing and becoming a man. And, you're doing a good job. You really are, And then you went and found Elena, which, nice job. All right. But I think overall, I have to say, I see how much you guys love each other. Yeah, I see it in your eyes. I see it when you're with each other. And congratulations. This is a fantastic, weekend. It's going to be a fantastic day tomorrow. And, myself and these two and her. No, we really love you. And Elena, welcome to the family. Elena's family, welcome. And vice versa, of course. And I guess, cheers. There you go. All right.
My name is Matt. I've had the pleasure of knowing this fine young gentleman here for the past about 10 plus years or so. Been some of the best times of my life, buddy. I wanted to start off by thanking Elena's parents for having us all here for the weekend. You guys did an amazing job planning all this. It's fantastic. I also wanted to thank Nick's parents for putting on this rehearsal dinner. Everything's amazing. Tastes good so far. I can't wait to get into the meat of it. And thank you guys also for raising such a fine young man. Nick has turned out to be an amazing individual. I'm proud to call him my friend. Now, Nick's good at a lot of things. He's good at sports. He can play baseball. He can play basketball. He can play soccer. He'd probably play high-a-lie if that was a thing around here, but it's not. Nick's got an amazing sense of humor. He can make me laugh at any time. Now, I had to think long and hard. Nick is so good at so many things. There's got to be one thing out there Nick can't do well. There's got to be something he's bad at, right? There's only one thing I can come across, and the one thing that Nick is just terrible at is riding a moped. He can't ride a moped to save his life. I remember one time we were in Mexico. We were down there for a wedding. First day of a week-long trip. What are we going to do? Hey, let's rent some mopeds. We'll go around the island. We'll see all the sights. We're two responsible individuals. What could go wrong? This is going to be awesome. So we head down to the moped store. We're there. Now, my first inclination that maybe this is not such a good idea is when we got the mopeds, Nick, like a newborn infant learning its first steps, hopped onto the moped, wobbled a whole bunch, hit the gas, hit the brakes, hit the gas, hit the brakes. Oh my God, we're gonna die. But lo and behold, he figured it out and we got going. Maybe about 25 minutes into the trip, we're about halfway around the island, meaning there's still another 25 minutes around the island to go. I see Nick, like a shot out of a cannon, pass me on the left-hand side. Immediately hits the brakes, brake lights in my eyes. He cuts right across the front of my moped, clips the front wheel, and sends me careening over the handlebars onto the pavement below.
Going like 30 miles an hour.
Yeah. So, needless to say, it was Mexico. It was about 95 degrees outside. I was wearing sandals, shorts, and a tank top. This is not going to feel good. And no, it did not. As I ragdolled across the pavement for about 10 to 15 feet, I stopped finally. I looked back, and there's my moped with the muffler directly on top of my foot. Took all the skin right off the top. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Don't forget the 3rd-degree burns on your foot.
Now, every time that I look down, I change my socks. Every time that I look at my foot and I put a pair of sandals on, I'm reminded of the fact that I should never, ever rent mopeds with Nick ever again. But not only did he leave me with a scar that will last a lifetime, he also left me with a permanent souvenir of our friendship. It acts as a constant reminder of all the good times we've had together and the many more to come. We've been through a lot. I've definitely seen you at your worst, or your 21st birthday. But I've also seen you at your best. And I'm happy to say that now that we're with Elena, you're at your best. Elena, I think you compliment Nick perfectly. From your sense of humor to your patience when you have to repeat things over and over and over again.
What?
Because once again, Atlas has eaten another hearing aid. But most of all, I see the way that Nick looks at you, and I know that you truly make him happy. And for that, I am happy. So if you guys would please raise a glass. I forgot mine over there, but...
Some water.
To Nick and Elena. No, that's all right. I wish you guys a lifetime of happiness, and I couldn't be happier for you myself. Cheers.
So I'm going for Emily Rose. And I didn't write my notes, so Jason reminded me, like, if I sit down and start crying and can't do it, which happens, like, he doesn't know my toast, so he can't get up and, like, say what I'm going to say. But I remember, Elena, when you were born, and it was my first babysitting job. So my dad comes, and I was on the bottom bunk, and Uncle Gene, where's Uncle Gene? Okay, Uncle Gene was on top bunk, and Dad comes and he says, you know, Mom's about to have a baby. I need you to, you know, stay here until Diane Hatchell can get there. And so I said, okay, and so that was my first babysitting job. And first of many, and my two little younger sisters, and Elena, she taught me a lot through all the babysitting. For some reason, Emily Rose was kind of like my Cabbage Patch doll, and then Elena was different. She wasn't my Cabbage Patch. And so she taught me some good things that I know now as a parent. So she taught me that when you say something, you need to mean it. So, for instance, when she would lock herself in the room and not come out because apparently my babysitting was subpar, I would promise to get her Snickers to get her out of the room. And so then the next time that happened, my daughter's smiling because she knows the story, but I would say, I'm going to get you a Snickers if you come out of your room, Elena. And she said, no. You said you'd get me a Snickers last time, and you didn't, and you're not going to. So, and still, Elena, what she says she means, and she expects that from other people. I appreciate that about you, Elena. And so, Nick, when we met you, it felt just like you'd been in our family forever. You're from a big family, and you got it, and you got us, and we got you. And we saw you for like 12 hours because we were off, basically kicked out from our family vacation because of some illness. But we just love you, and we're so thankful. And y'all are such a great team. And we saw that when you came and visited us and just took our kids and took them to the ocean. And it meant so much. So we love y'all, and y'all are a great team. And at these things, as the older sister, I love to give advice to Elena. And so I was trying to think of my advice for you. And I wish I'd been married a year. Because if I'd been married a year, I would have a lot of advice. But I think when you've been married longer, you see the organicness of marriage. And so I have less advice, unfortunately, than I would have at a year. But I remember some advice that was given to me by my in-laws, and they told me that never to let the sun go down on your anger. But they didn't know my husband at that point. Because he falls asleep at dinner, so we would be in this fight. And so it was very discouraging to me. And so I've kind of taken it to be like a literal 24 hours. But one thing I can say is that it's putting Christ in your marriage. And so in knowing that there's three parts to that. And so you're not trying to fill each other up, because there will become a time pretty soon where, it's all of a sudden he's not Prince Charming, and that's where the faith comes in, and it really makes a marriage grow. So I see that in you guys, and we're really excited. So welcome, Nick, and I love you, baby sister. Thank you.
I'm gonna go right after Anna. Anna was fond of saying that she didn't just clear a pathway for me; she paved a highway. That's true. That's very true. I also want to say that I've met the Litz sister-in-laws at Elena's bachelorette party. I've met Nick's parents, and they are just such wonderful people. And I've felt that with Nick. I mean, just immediately liked him. And there's definitely some of past boyfriends that I've been like, but with Nick, I was like, don't mess it up. And then when I met his family, I was like, don't mess this up. And you guys have been just really wonderful people, and people that I enjoy meeting, people I want to know for a lifetime. So I'm looking forward to knowing you for a lifetime. Elena is been called a chameleon, and she has lived in many places. She knows lots of people. She gets along with lots of people. She changes. She can change in good circumstances, not so good circumstances. Nick, I pulled a little theory on him when I met him. I was like, what's your Enneagram? What's your personality? And he said that he was extroverted, sensing, feeling, perceiving. And I read these adjectives, and I'd like to tell you guys what, quote unquote, Nick is. He's energetic, sociable, practical, friendly, caring, expressive, open, enthusiastic, excitement-seeking, spontaneous, resourceful, adaptive, observant, hands-on, generous, fun-loving. Yes. Like, we won. Okay, my last thing is that I'm going to read a book. I am a stay-at-home mom right now. I have an 8-month-old and a 3-year-old. I just drank my martini. I'd like to get to my wine. There's not a lot that I do except for read children's books. I'm going to read a children's book about a chameleon, okay? And I'm going to take some political license because I can change pronouns and that kind of thing. A color of her own. Parrots are green. Goldfish are red. Elephants are gray. Pigs are pink. All animals have a color of their own. Except for chameleons. They change color wherever they go. On lemons, they are yellow. In heather, they are purple. On a tiger, they are striped like tigers. One day, a chameleon who was sitting on a tiger's tail said to herself, "If I remain on a leaf, I shall be green forever, and I too will have a color of my own." But with this thought, she cheerfully climbed onto the greenest leaf. But in autumn, the leaf turned yellow, and so did the chameleon. Later, the leaf turned red, and the chameleon turned red too. And then the winter winds blew the leaf from the branch, and with it, the chameleon. The chameleon was black in the long winter night. Then spring came along, and she walked out into the green grass, and there she met another chameleon. She told him her sad story. "Won't we have a color of our own?" she said. "I'm afraid not," said the younger chameleon, who was younger and wiser. But he added, "Why don't we stay together? We will still change color wherever we go. But you and I will always be alike." And so they remained side by side. And they were green together, and purple, and yellow, and red with white polka dots. And they lived happily ever after. I love you. I love you, love you, love you. You guys can keep the book. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so wait, is this a GoPro or what did we?
That's not a GoPro.
It's not a GoPro. I heard their GoPro's really awesome.
Oh, here.
I can give it to me. Thank you so very much.
stage. I'm gonna go way down here. Thank you. Hey everyone. I'm Mandy. Elena and I have known each other since we were 16. And I wanted to share with you a time where I learned I could predict the future. You may laugh. You know I was right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you all about it. In true Elena fashion, I got a phone call as she was storming up the coast. She's in Oregon, and she's coming to Seattle. It was the hottest July that we've had in a very long time. And she stayed with me in my 380 square foot apartment with Mochi and my dog in one bed. And it was horrible, but I'm glad to have you. No AC. So I took her with me to a 4th of July party. You know where this goes. Yes. And it was a 4th of July party put on by law students. So I said, don't worry, you're not going to meet anybody that you want to talk to. No offense, anyone.
No offense, lawyers.
No offense,
Like 7 lawyers in here.
That's okay. So as we're standing there, Coronas in hand, the door blows open, and it was like a Prince music video. Doves, fireworks, I mean, things are flashing before my eyes, blue-eyed babies, big white weddings. Not my own. It was Elena's. And who walks through the door? My friend right here, Mr. Nick. And I said, oh my gosh, Elena, you need to talk to that guy. And she looks at me, that guy? I go, yeah, that guy, the one with the great smile. So throughout the whole night, chatting, fireworks going off, not just in the sky, but between you two. And that's how the story began, you guys. Neil and I maybe had to kick them into gear a little bit. Elena, your phone's upstairs. You should go get it. It wasn't. It was in my purse. Nick, you should go after her.
She said she found her phone up there.
Oh, she didn't. It was in my purse.
Where would I be without Mandy?
But that's the thing. I could see your future. I knew that this was the right one for you. And maybe you needed your fairy god bestie to maybe kick you into gear.
Yes.
But I knew it. It was there. And it happened. And you guys, from the best girl to your best man, I'm so happy to be here the whole way with you guys. And to see what you've become and where you're going to be and to be with you. So cheers, you guys, to my best friend and her best man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Oh my God.
I love you both.
Thank you. No, I can't whistle, so I apologize. But and normally I wouldn't write out what I'm going to say, but Elena asked me to do it. Because some of us are, cry and things like that, I don't know. So, a toast for Nick and Elena. First individually, and then together. And so, to Nick, congratulations for capturing Elena's heart and imagination. That's not easy, and as far as I know, it hadn't been done before. For those of us that know Elena the best, that was really no easy task. And you deserve a toast from all of us to know how special this is.
Cheers.
Elena, and I had to write this out, and is totally special. She is absolutely beautiful, brilliant, active, loving, opinionated, and deeply committed. My guess is that each day will be special for you. It could be challenging. It has been for me. It will always be interesting. It will never be boring. And I doubt you will ever regret it. Elena, congratulations on bringing Nick and his family to us. I feel a special bond with Nick already and look forward to my relationship with him. I love his family, the dedication and the love that y'all share together. The warmth and genuine love that they have shown you first and us second is really special. I know they will be a strong positive influence on your life together. To Nick and Elena, Libby and I are totally dedicated to you and your future. We pray that you will be blessed with children, that you will be blessed with a loving home, and you will be blessed with great good in your life. We will always be there for you both. Nick, I know you've already seen that we love our son-in-laws every bit as much as we love our children. We are blessed to have you join us as part of our family. Libby and my goal is to see you enjoy and be blessed by your children as much as we have enjoyed and been blessed by ours. I want to give a special thanks to all of our friends and family that have made such a special trip here. We appreciate more than words can express. Thanks, Elena and Nick, for this joyous day.
I don't have a lot of words to say. I don't do a whole lot of this, but I just like to thank everybody for coming out. As I know, a lot of people came a long ways, and it's just great to see how two families can get together to celebrate the start of a life with Nick and Elena. And I thank you all very much. Thank you, and good luck to Nick and Elena.
Maggie! Yeah!
All right, so I want to keep this short, and I just want to make this day and tomorrow really special because this is the last Litz brother, Litz son, Litz uncle wedding that we will be having, and I hope that it is special for you guys and that we all have a good time. Yeah.
It's just video. Okay. Elena Bug. For people who don't know me, I'm Carmen or Cece. I'm Elena's cousin. You're such a cool cousin. And whenever I find out that someone went to Swanee and I ask them, do you know Elena Dewan? They always know you, which makes me feel so cool. And they always have such great things to say about you, and I feel like the coolest little cousin ever because I know you. I think Camille and I both have just admired you. We've never really lived in the same city, so we just admire you for always. And I think this is hard when you're raised in traditional families or in the South to really follow your own heart and have a chord in you that tells you who you are and what you want to be. And you've always been that way. And as a little cousin, it just has been so inspiring to watch. And so Elena came and visited me in New York, and she met the person I was dating. And I remember Elena saying to me, "Cece, I don't care who you date. I want you to be happy." And Elena is someone, when she walks into the room, the energy level rises. You know, like Elena walks in the room and everything is like alive. And you make everyone around you so happy. And so I think as like a family member, as your cousin, we want it's only fair that someone who makes the rest of the world that happy, for you to feel that happy. And I don't know Nick at all. I met him today, but I love him a lot already. But from your Instagram and from what I've heard, it's like you look so happy. And so it's like I walk into this room, and when I see the cousin that makes everyone else so happy, and to see you this happy, like it's only like just that this is how it is, And so Nick, I love you already because I can see how happy Elena is. And so welcome to the family. Elena, you're such a light. We all love you so much. And I'm so glad to see you this happy. Love you.
So I'm notoriously bad at speaking, and I hate doing it. But this union, this bond, definitely validates me being up here. And I've seen Nick, and I told Elena, I was like, this is the guy. This guy, he's a class act, and I'm glad that I got another brother. Matt, Jason, you guys are my brothers. Now, Nick, you're my brother. And I just want to say that the Litz family has this genuineness, this authenticity that I'm reminded of my grandfather, Von Hill Robinson, and just makes me love you guys naturally. So give me a hug, brother.
Can't let the evening go by without raising my own toast to Elena and Nick. I'll try to channel the great public speakers in our family. Granny, who is thinking of us all from Montgomery tonight. Dave, who loved Elena more than dirt, which was pretty high praise from him. And especially Von Hill Robinson, our namesake. While I love and am blessed by all of my nieces and nephews, Elena and I share some pretty essential things. Our middle name, being the youngest in our family and all that entails, being co-parents of the best dog in the world, King Tut, and a heart that's bigger than you'll ever know. So I wanted to make sure that Nick and his family appreciate what a shining star Elena is and what a force she is in all of our lives. Alice and Spencer came up with an idea for a wedding present for you guys, and I think it speaks to the fact that we all are pieces of one another. So this is it. It's not a great work of art, but what they did was they had everyone in the family paint a little square and put them all together. And we just want you to know this is everybody holding you up. So it may fall apart. Huh? Yeah. But anyway, we love you, Elena. We love you, Nick. And I'm so glad that this is happening. So. I actually wrote it down. So.
I married Laura, Libby's sister, and Ann's sister, sitting next to Laura as well. And this is actually a test here, and this is so Elena. When I sat down at the table, there was a name plate for me, and you have to tell me what my first name is, okay? It said, Barbie's husband. So my name is Ken, and and I'm very happy to be here. And I watched my wife Laura for the last couple of weeks create a gift for Elena, and it's not nearly as nice as that, but I mean, but it's good. But it's good. But it really commemorates that Elena's lived in all these places that she's called home, and it's just astounding to me because Laura and I are very much homebodies, and it's hard to get us out of the red clay hills of Georgia. But Elena's been all these places, and I thought about it, and I said, she's a real adventurer. You know, and then I said, well, of course she is. I mean, it came naturally for the DeWans. They traveled everywhere on many, many adventures, and it made me think about the old saying that home is where the heart is, and they lived that. And now Elena's heart has taken to her new home. And she's doubly lucky because she's found Nick and she's found a beautiful home. Fantastic. Nick, you know how lucky you are, and I can tell, and everybody could talk about, well, you know, how great Elena is and stuff like that. And that was part of my original speech. You know? But then what I really thought about was, God, Elena is such a force. You know, when you say that, when you talk about Elena, that's what she is. So right now, I'd like to ask everybody for a brief moment of silence. Nick, that's the last one you're going to get when she's awake. It's a very admirable thing when two like-minded people establish a home and live together as man and wife, delighting their family and friends. And tonight, as both family and friends, all of us here together could not be more delighted. Congratulations.
Okay, so for those of you also who do not know me, I'm Lizzie Gill. I met Elena my freshman year at Swanee. And to say that we have a few things in common, being a little loud and talking too much is probably one of them. But it is something that I have always loved about her and have always cherished about her. Actually, we were on the phone recently and we were talking about Nick's hearing aids. And I asked if he had any deaf friends because I think that might help. But that didn't come off that great. But Elena gets the joke. Sorry, thank you. There's something about Elena, though, my entire life my entire life knowing her has, obviously she's a chameleon. She actually came to my family's Thanksgiving several times. And the greatest thing about her and about her family is that she was able to adapt to my crazy family and our Thanksgiving. And she was able to adapt to me as a friend and to our good friend Jane, who's also from Swanee, and just has been this amazing person in my life that I literally told her recently that I cannot live without. So to the chameleons of the world, thank you, Emily. I love you, and I think you are fabulous. And to another loud, talk too much type of girl who might say a joke who doesn't go off very well.
They're really funny.
Yes. She has been an amazing person in my life, and I wouldn't give anything else but to have her in my life. And I will tell you that when I met Nick at actually Jane and Logan's wedding, I realized, actually, as we were leaving and we were all in this frantic to get to the airport, and I was looking for my shoes, and I was like digging through her bag for my shoes, and Elena was like, "Don't dig through my bag for my, what are you doing? Like, Jane has your shoes." And Nick was this, "Elena, we got this" moment. There was this moment where he calmed everything down, and I then realized how fabulous he was for her. And I'm so thankful for you, and I'm so thankful for your relationship, and I love how happy you are, and I'm just so excited for you, and love you as a friend, and could not live my life without you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Lizzie.
I really did. I love it.
JJ. Hi, I'm Jane. I'm another one of Elena's friends from college, and what? And I just wanted to say a quick something. Elena is somebody who I absolutely adore, and we've been through a lot of ups and downs. I'd say a lot of downs probably, but in the past post-college years, a lot of ups. And something that my favorite thing about her, I think, is that she, of all my friends, probably inspires me the most. And that's because she is who she is, and she doesn't ever apologize for that, whether sometimes she needs to or not. But I love her for that, and I think that's the most amazing quality to have, and I wouldn't have her change that for anything in the world. And I grew up with all boys, and she's been like a sister to me, and a sister that I've never had, and for that I'm so grateful to her. And Nick, thank God for you. When I first met Nick, I think we were all just over the moon with how amazing you were and how perfect you guys fit together. And for that, I'm forever grateful, and for the person that she's become with you, and for the couple that you guys will be in the future will have together. We're all really happy and really excited for you guys and love you both to the moon. And something my dad, a quote that I'm probably going to totally botch, but that he said to me on my wedding day to my husband and I, he said, "You'll understand this as, you grow old together and life goes on," but he said, "I want you to remember this day as the day you loved each other the least, because each day and every day moving forward will become the best day and a better day after that." So I wish you guys a lifetime of love and happiness, and congratulations on tomorrow, and we're so happy to be here and so grateful to be a part of it. I love you both.
That was a little tamer than I expected. Thank you for that.
I wouldn't roast you. I'm just going to toast you.
That's tomorrow. That's tonight.
Yeah,
That's tonight at 9. Yeah.